if you hear the mocking and the scoffing and the disbelief of the lawless, the decadent, the depraved, the unfaithful, the unbelievers, if you hear it such that it is a crescendo all around you, you know that we're in the last days, that we're in the days of Noah. In Peter, book 2, chapter 3, he talks about how in the last days, those who are led around by their own lusts will mock Yahuwah. They will scoff at Yahuwah and they will say, where is he? Where is his coming? Why hasn't he shown up to judge the depraved and the debased and the wicked? For all is as it has been on this earth since the day of the creation. All since the fathers fell asleep. Since the passing of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. All is the same. The peoples carry on as they always have in their illicit, indulgent manner, in their depraved and defiled ways since the beginning of time. Nothing has changed. Everything is as it was. But they choose to have this hidden from them. That Elohim, the Most High, that he destroyed the world once before, that he flooded it and wiped away the wicked, the decadent, and the depraved. And notice what is said. And again, I'm paraphrasing it, but notice how Peter says that the lawless choose to have this hidden from them. That the earth was overtaken with the waters. And that Yahuwah wiped away, washed away the debased and the depraved. They choose to have this hidden from them. So many of us we allow ourselves to be willfully ignorant of the truth. We often think if there's a Elohim, a supreme Elohim, if there's a Most High, then where is he? Why doesn't he show himself? Why does he allow the mass of humanity to be so destructive, so hateful, so evil? But Yahuwah is patient, for to him, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like one day. And he is ever so patient, such that all, or as many as possible, of his children and lost sheep should find him and should come to him of their own free will, so that you're not simply a puppet as the demons would have you be. The demons seek to manifest within you. The demons of this world seek to puppeteer you. The evil whisperers of this world seek to inhabit you. The psychic vampires seek to manipulate you in all ways possible. But Yahuwah gives you the freedom to find him on your own. Because in finding him on your own, there is value in that. That is worth something. And yet, the evil ones know your good nature. They know that there is a calling within you. They know that deep inside, you want to be good. You want to be righteous. But that you're easily led astray. You're vulnerable and you're weak, so they take advantage. And the corruptors, the deceivers, and the misleaders, they seek to overtake you, possess you, to their own ends, to their own lusts, to their own desires, to your own destruction, so they may live, so they may find joy, because misery loves company, while Yahuwah is ever so patient and waits for you to come to him and to ask. And all you have to do is ask, but it's a big step. It's a choice that you make to ask Yahuwah to live within you, to breathe within you, to fill you with the word, the way, the truth, and the life. And then you have everything. Then you receive everything. Then you're animated with his breath, the Ruach, the set-apart spirit, and you feel alive for the first time. Your heart, your soul was dead, perishing like the stone that the old traditions of man are written on, which fades and perishes, and only reveals sin and evil, and is enforced by penance and punishment, such that you only follow these commandments because punishment will be doled out should you not. And so begrudgingly you follow these commandments. Not lovingly, not because you want to, because if you do, it's because you fear that you have to, otherwise you will be destroyed. It is not of your own nature, of your own desire. The new law, the living law, the way, the truth, and the life, the word of Yahusha, the Son of the Most High, the perfect Lamb of the Most High, who sacrificed everything. Yahuwah, the Most High, who breathes life, the Most High, who brings into existence, the Most High, who creates. Yahuwah, the meaning of the name. And the Son, Yahuwah, manifested in the flesh. Yah, the Most High, who saves, who delivers, who redeems, the meaning of Yahusha. Sacrifices, being manifested, Yahuwah manifested in the flesh, walks among us, lives among us, and then decides that we are worthy for all our hatred, for all our evil, for all our sins, that we, his creation, he believes, is still worthy of his love. As incomprehensible as it is, as unworthy as we are, his love for us is so immeasurable, so everlasting, so complete, just as our love for our own children is, no matter how many times they err. His love for us is so complete that in the flesh he manifests himself to walk among us, to see our good as well as our evil, and to still deem us worthy of redemption, such that he sacrifices himself to all manner of mocking and scoffing and rejection and torture and torment and the most excruciating of deaths, and the unbearable weight of all of our sins past, all of the sins we were committing at the time of his excruciating crucifixion, all of the sins we're committing now, all the sins we ever will commit. He bears that unbearable weight, and on top of that, he bears the fury of Yahuwah, the wrath for all that we have done, for all the times we reject him, for all the times we turned our back on his commandments, over and over and over. No matter how many chances we were given, no matter how many covenants we received by him, we still broke them all, over and over and over and over again. The covenant with Adam, the covenant with Abraham, the covenant with Noah, the covenant with Moses, the covenant now with Yahusha, the new covenant, the living law, that should we accept Yahusha and his word, should we receive his word, the way, the truth, and the life, in all faith should we believe, then we will be delivered instantly, and we will receive the understanding of that one true commandment, that we should love Yahuwah with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and we should love our fellow man as we love ourselves. And in that one ideal, in that one commandment, the fountain of all good, productive, wholesome things should spring, including our everlasting life, our everlasting forgiveness, our everlasting joy and healing and salvation, such that he gave us that gift at the cost of everything. His life and his death in the most excruciating manner, so that we may live while the demons of this world will inhabit us in a second. The moment they sniff out our vulnerability and our weakness, they flood us, they overtake us. Evil spirits of this world will possess you instantly and attempt to control you, and control you they will, and you'll be led around by your own lawlessness, by their decadence and depravity. Unto their own ends you will destroy yourself, so that they may live, while the Savior, the Deliverer, the Redeemer sacrificed everything so that we may live. Imagine that dichotomy, and the gift that we have been given, such that should we ask, we receive this, such that we can walk in the way, the truth, and the life. But we always think, when we mock and we scoff and we disbelieve, we're indignant, such that, if there is a supreme being, if there is a supreme Elohim, if there is a Most High, then why doesn't he show himself, such that he should prove to you that he exists, and then, and only then, will you follow? Think about that for a second. Only then, if he should make himself apparent, then you'll walk the way, the truth, and life, such that no sacrifice at all, no faith at all, no belief at all should be invested. You should put no skin in the game. And then what? He should show himself to you, and then you're like, oh, well, I guess now I have to follow. Right? And then once again you're back to the old traditions of man, and the commandments that are written in stone, that are meant for the unbelievers, because it is meant for you who need to follow only begrudgingly, because otherwise you will be punished and destroyed. Not through love, not through his healing, not through his joy, but through fear only, through the promise of destruction only. Should he make himself apparent, as he will, when the time comes. And then what? When you cross over, you'll knock on that door, but you know what you will hear? Because believe you did not. Invest you did not. Skin in the game you put not. Love you held not. Joy, his word you received not. And only then you'll knock on the door. And at that time, then you will hear. Because you won't want to be cast into the pit. So you'll knock on his door then. And what will you hear? You'll hear the worst words, the worst thing you could ever imagine hearing. Because you'll hear the everlasting life on the other side. You'll hear the everlasting joy, the everlasting healing, the everlasting love, and the redemption that lives on the other side of that door in the kingdom to come. And you'll be banging. You'll be smashing that door down. It won't move. It won't budge. But you'll be crying out for the door to be open to you. And you will hear the worst thing you could ever imagine. And that is, you will hear, I knew you not. I knew you not. Put that into context of, if you knock now, you don't have to bang, you don't have to shout, you don't have to scream, you don't have to bellow, you don't have to beg, you don't have to plead. You simply knock and the door is instantly open. Ask and you instantly receive. seek and you instantly find, and you are flooded with his way, his truth, and his life. You instantly receive all that you've ever searched for on this planet, all that you've chased your tail for, all that you've clawed, scratched, and cannibalized for, all that you attempted to conquer for, only to find you were still sad and lonely and bereft and wanting and longing and thirsting and hungering because it was never enough. Now you receive everything. For what was it you were searching when you were searching for riches on this planet? What was it you were searching for when you were looking for the esteem of man, when you were looking and hunting and overpowering for what? For glory, for conquest. What were you looking for in all the materials of this world, all the treasures of this world, all the riches of this world? What were you looking for in the houses, in the bank accounts? What were you looking for in the gold and the baubles and the bedazzlement and the gems? What were you looking for in all the cars and all the clothes? What was it that you were seeking? Ultimately, you were seeking joy, healing. You were seeking love. You were seeking truth. Yet you found none of it, such that every mountain peak you ever got to, if you got to any of these mountain peaks that you attempted to climb, to stand upon, should you have ever even gotten to one of them, what do you find? Ask anyone who's ever climbed any mountain what they found. For a moment, they reveled in their achievement. For a moment, and then they instantly found that they were at the bottom of another mountain and that they had to climb another one and another one, another one. Everyone who got an answer to what it was they were searching for, every time, what were they hit with? A new question. Every time a door was unlocked and opened for someone searching for the answers to the mysteries of this planet, what did they find when they opened the door? Another door that needed unlocking. And yet the moment you seek the truth in Yahuwah Yahusha, all of your questions are answered. Or everything you ever sought to receive from all the materialism and power that you look to take and cannibalize and scratch and claw for and fight for and conquest on this planet, everything that you were really looking for, the healing, the love, the joy, the everlasting life, the immortality that those who look to find it through technology, through AI, through all manner of invention, like Icarus, who flew with his man-made wings, who flew too close to the sun such that his wings were scorched and he plummeted and crashed back to earth for his hubris. Through his own invention, through your own invention, you seek immortality. You seek to be like a deity. You seek to be like a god. And yet, like all of those deities and those false prophets and those fallen angels, you crash back to earth for your hubris, your conceit, and your arrogance. Yet in Yahuwah Yahusha and his word, you receive everything you were searching for. You find everlasting life. You find the truth. You find the way. You find the word. You find everlasting healing, everlasting joy. You find true fulfillment, true satisfaction, such that you've never had in your entire life, which is why you were always longing, hungering, and thirsting. Now you drink of the living water such that you never thirst. Now you eat of the bread of life such that you never go hungry. All that you search for, you finally receive in the word. All the answers you sought, they're all finally revealed to you, and you understand all. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect now. You're still a human. You're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to be fallible. But now in receiving the word, you receive so much that your cup runneth over and you want to share the good news. And all is revealed to you over and over and over again. New levels every day that you're in prayer. Every day that you're nourishing your soul with the good news. Every single day that you meditate and ruminate on the way, the truth, and the life, on the parables, on the phrases, on the words, on the teachings of Yahuwah Yahusha, on the commandments of Yahuwah Yahusha, nourishing your soul with these words. More is revealed to you. More is shown to you. Layers deep, layers deep, layers deep. It never ends. And you're made all the stronger for it, such that you can walk the narrow path that leads to the narrow gate, that leads to the kingdom to come. But we receive that joy now. We receive that wisdom now. We receive that discernment now. We receive the breath, the ruach, the set-apart spirit, the breath of Yahuwah, which allows us to walk this path, which guides us through the rest of our days until we get to those narrow gates and enter the kingdom to come, where there is no more depravity, defilement, debasement, decadence, evil whisperers, corrupters, misleaders, deceivers, no more demons, no more psychic vampires, no more negative influencers, no more sickness, disease, death, murder. All of it's wiped away. No more evil or sin, no more sadness or hatred, no more frustration or anxiety. All of it gone, wiped away. All of the evil crushed beneath his feet, for Yahuwah Yahusha lives amongst us once again. And there's only everlasting joy, everlasting healing, everlasting love, everlasting life. And where we can honor, love, worship, praise. With all of our hearts, all of our souls, all of our minds, all of our strengths, we can honor him in a manner that pleases him most, and in the most perfect of ways, as we were when we were in Eden before being led astray by the serpent, by the dragon. And as we allow those demons to control us by being willfully ignorant, remember what Peter said. We choose to have it hidden from us that he destroyed this earth once before for all of our wickedness. We choose to have that hidden from us. We choose to be led astray by the delusion. He says at the end of chapter 3 of book 2, Peter says, be ever watchful, be ever vigilant, such that you should be led astray in your steadfastness by the delusion of the lawless. And that's what we allow. Again, we think that if we're to believe, we should be shown the way, the truth, and life. That should we believe only if Yahuwah appears to us and makes it plain and obvious. But we already know. He lives within us. He calls us every day. If you have a conscience, unless you're a sociopath or a psychopath, even a psychopath knows. Sociopath knows as well, but they can't control their impulses. But ultimately, a psychopath knows, but they can control their impulses, but they are overtaken by their evil and their manipulations. And all of us, though, all of us are called. All of us have a conscience to some degree. Unless you are completely overtaken by evil, unless you allow yourself to be completely possessed. And then even then, there is goodness crying out within you. I believe the voice, although the voice is drowned out by all the demons. But for most of us that have not allowed ourselves to fall into such to fall prey to such decadence and depravity, for most of us, there is a calling. We hear him. He lives within us, and he is calling us. When you cross over, you're going to be pounding on that door if you haven't asked in this life. For this life is a test and a challenge. But again, you don't have to scream and shout. You don't have to bellow. Simply knock and you receive. But then when you cross over, if you haven't received the word, you will be banging on that door, bellowing for him. It will not be answered. But here in this world, he is bellowing for you. He is beckoning you. He is banging on your door. That is your conscience ringing out to you. Manifesting within you, calling you to hear the word. Your conscience is calling you to walk the right path, and you know it to be true because every time you get to a moment where you should do good, where you have the choice to be wicked, to be lustful, to give into temptation, to be wicked, there is also the calling. Your conscience is pulling you, is compelling you. That is Yahuwah Yahusha, guiding you to do the right thing, but you're willfully ignorant. As Peter says, you allow yourself to be deluded by lawlessness. You allow yourself to be led astray by the delusion of the lawless. You allow yourself to be willfully ignorant of his truth, which lives within you. It is already there. That's why it has been said, and it is true and everlasting, that he lives within you, that he writes the new law on your heart, that everlasting life is within you, that you, this vessel, his creation, this hardware, this body, which is why we must take care of it, is why in being reverent to Yahuwah, we must honor our bodies and honor our temple and not poison it, not willfully poison it with drugs and alcohol and junk food. Well, we must nourish it as we nourish our heart, as we nourish our soul with his teaching, with the good news, with the word. We must nourish our bodies so that we can remain strong as an example for our people and as a living vessel for the Ruach, which lives within us, for he lives within us. We simply need to, by willful choice, not by being deluded by our own wickedness, but by willful choice, ask to receive his glory, ask to receive his way, his truth, his life, and the living covenant such that is written on our heart, and allow the Ruach to animate us such that we are saved, such that we can be guided on this straight and narrow path. But make no mistake about it, he lives within you now. And he is calling you, that is your conscience, ringing out, crying out to take the righteous path. But as Peter says, we choose to have this truth hidden from us, that he wiped away the world once before and he will do it again, and the wicked will be crushed beneath his feet. And the righteous, the justified, the sanctified will be resurrected and have everlasting life, everlasting healing, everlasting joy. And he will live amongst us once again, and we will honor, worship, glorify, praise him, love him with all our hearts, souls, minds, and strength, in a manner that pleases him most. But it is your choice. It is your choice. So let us walk in that truth and not be deluded, not allow ourselves to be led astray by this hallucination that we call life, this mirage, this false reality. Let us see the zeros and ones that lie behind, the true joy that lies behind the darkness, such that should we receive it, should we ask, the light that he will manifest within us, burst forth from us like a beacon. All will see it. We will be alive for the first time in our lives. We will live with true joy, true love, true grace, true glory, such that we will live as an example for our people, for they will see we are motivated, inspired, encouraged, that we are animated with the Ruach, the breath of Yahuwah, in such a way that they will notice this from far off, like a ship lost at sea. Those lost souls, his lost children, his lost sheep, who know that we were once like them, lost, bereft, frustrated, anxious, addicted, in sorrow, in despair, in anguish, hopeless, looking for salvation, seeking, but deluded by the baubles and bedazzlement, seeking truth in this hallucination where it is not found, which is why they chase their tails, why they are on this endless hamster wheel, running over and over and over, why they're on this treadmill that never seems to stop running and they can't get off it. Defiled, debased, decadent, and depraved, but wanting the joy, wanting love, just not knowing how to find it, just being willfully ignorant, turning a blind eye, turning a deaf ear. We were like them, but they will see us now saved, truly found, receiving all of the joy and the love and the healing that they have been searching for. They see us, that we have found it. They see that we live in that truth, that way, that life, and that Ruach, that light that destroys all darkness. Because he is the light of this world, such that the darkness cannot comprehend, the darkness cannot fathom it, the darkness cannot overcome it. And so the light shines down on us and comforts us and heals us and warms us, and it lives within us and heals us from within, bursts forth from us, such that all of those children of lost sheep see that a wretch like us was saved, and as a beacon of hope, as we live as an example, as they see us animated, motivated, encouraged, inspired, and alive, truly alive, it is a beacon of hope for them, such that if we can be saved, they can be saved. which is why we live as an example, not preaching, not admonishing, not berating, not belittling those who are unbelievers and who are unfaithful and who are lost and deluded by the hallucination or mirage of this life. No, instead we simply live as an example of salvation, redemption, and deliverance, so that we can act as a lighthouse for all those lost ships at sea. And so let us walk true and strong in his light, in his love, in his glory. Let us move with speed and grace to kingdom come as we walk this narrow path, guided by the Ruach, animated, motivated, encouraged, inspired as we are, wearing the armor of Yahuwah, which is faith in Yahuwah, wearing the helmet of salvation, which is the receipt of the word, and wielding the sword of the Ruach, the set-apart spirit, the breath of Yahuwah that now animates us, which we wield as a sword, destroying and obliterating all darkness, negative energy, wayward frequencies, chaotic thoughts, negative influencers, evil whisperers that get in our path, all of them dissolved as we march true, strong, steadfast, relentless, ceaseless, unstoppable, unconquerable, undefeatable, unassailable to kingdom come.